Hello, witches. Welcome back. Thank you so much to those of you who gave me feedback on this and a couple of people who actually sent in questions. Um, that means the world that you took the time to do that. So, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for that. And I'm going to address a couple of questions today that I got about the medicine cards. So, in addition to tarot readings, I do medicine card readings, and I've gotten some questions about those, what they are, what they mean, and how to, navigate um, animal symbolism in general. So, first of all, what are the medicine cards and why are they called that? So, when you think of the word medicine, you probably think of something that helps you heal from sickness or something that keeps you well. And that's exactly what these cards are intended to do. Many indigenous people of the Americas ascribed great power to the animals that they lived with and hunted and observed on a daily basis. And so these lessons are called medicine because they offer spiritual guidance and healing and examples of how we can live our lives in a more connected way spiritually. And every animal can teach us something. So, for example, wolves are one of my favorite animals. Wolf medicine contains lessons about loyalty and family, about teaching and learning, about leading by example, about teamwork. So, there are qualities that animals embody that can, you know, offer us guidance in the way that they live and show us examples of maybe how to be more aware, how to live that way. Um, Probably the question I get the most with the medicine cards is how do I know when an animal is teaching me a lesson or just appearing randomly? Um, there are several different ways you can look at that. So, first of all, I mean, even animals that we see every single day have things to teach us if we take the time to observe them. Squirrels are a good example of this, right? There are a ton of them in my yard every single day. That's probably true for anyone who lives around trees. Squirrels are industrious, they're always preparing by collecting food. They're also very cautious. They sound alarm calls that alert other squirrels when they sense danger. So, if you know what that sounds like, then when you hear it, you might look around to see if something in your surroundings has changed. The last time a black bear ventured into my yard during the day, the squirrels were going crazy, like they were chattering up a storm. So those little things that happen all around us all the time, we probably tune most of it out on a daily basis because we're thinking of our to-do list, we're busy, we're, going from one thing to the other. But by becoming aware of the animals that are around you every single day, how they behave, what their habits are, that can help deepen your awareness of your own environment and be more connected to your surroundings. And I think that there's a little bit of a safety element in that because you notice when something's different. Um, and then, of course, when an animal that isn't typical for your surroundings shows up out of the blue, if that happens to you, try looking up the symbolism for that animal. And there are many different books. The medicine cards are fantastic, but there are also books that are quick references. I will link those in the comments once I finish recording. But try to see what the symbolism is for any animal that kind of appears suddenly for you. Sometimes maybe the universe is sending you a message. If it doesn't resonate, then maybe it was just random. I mean, not everything has to be a momentous spiritual lesson or occasion. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but usually for me, when that happens, there is something to be learned. I think of mountain lions. So Twice in my entire life, only twice, I was driving alone late at night on back roads in farm country, specifically sheep farms, both times. And a mountain lion, not a bobcat, I mean like a cougar, a puma, um, bounded across the road in front of me. And the first time this happened, I think I was in my early 20s and I had just read the book Communion. And my first reaction was like, was I just abducted? Um, who knows? It's a possibility. Sure, why not? But of course, I instantly went to the medicine cards and, researched it. And I mean, this is, rural parts of New England where allegedly we don't have mountain lions anymore. Anyone who lives there can confidently say that we do, but the states say that we don't. But anyway, mountain lions symbolize graceful leadership, determination, perseverance, and confident decision making. And in, around the time of each of those sightings, I had, and those sightings were many years apart from one another, like at least 10 years, if not more. And each time I needed to be reminded of those qualities because there was a big decision that I had to make. And that sighting kind of told me it's time. You have to make a choice and go with it. You have to have that confidence in your intuition, right? And just, decide and stop waiting for something else to decide for you. And then the other question I got was, how do you know what animals are your guides? Your animal guides are the animals that you most relate to, that you are drawn to, and the animals that have appeared most frequently for you throughout your life. And that can be in real life or in symbolic ways, like you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you look over and somebody has a huge bumper sticker of whatever animal, a lizard, whatever that animal is for you. They can be animals that you see every day. I mean, certainly we can learn things from our pets, from dogs and cats, and from birds and squirrels and all of those more common animals. Um, but I remember, God, many, many moons ago when I did my first medicine card reading to identify my guides. As a child, for some reason, I was obsessed with whales. I mean, I dragged my parents on whale watches off of Cape Cod. I joined Greenpeace. Like, seriously, I was 9 years old and I like adopted a whale and joined Greenpeace and was writing letters to the government to stop whale hunting in Japan. I wrote, I think it was like 100-page report on whales in fourth or fifth grade. So years later, when I did that initial reading and whale appeared as one of my lifetime companion guides, I was blown away. Whales are strongly associated with music and sound and rhythm, with history and, the ancient mysteries, ancient cultures, and of course with the ocean. And I do love the ocean and miss it tremendously when I'm not near it. Throughout my life, wherever I've lived, even if it was closer to cities, there are always owls. To the point where my friends and family would comment and be like, I have never heard owls around here. Like, where did they come from? Are they following you? And of course, they came up as another one of my animal guides. So, those animals who you've had special connections with are probably guides that have something to teach you. So, as far as the readings go, I'll close this out because I don't want to talk for too much longer. The medicine card readings that I do, they identify those lifetime guides. I don't just draw from the cards though. I mean, if you follow me on any social media or have talked to me for longer than 10 seconds, you know I'm incredibly connected to animals. I also minored in anthropology in college and I studied native cultures and their beliefs and legends and lore. many of which were and still are animistic, meaning that nature and animals figure strongly in their core belief systems. And recently, I've also begun to study folklore, um, primarily Celtic folklore, which is also ripe with animal symbolism. So again, I there are several great books that are easy references, almost like an encyclopedia where you just look up an entry and you can read kind of a tip sheet on what that animal represents. So I will list those in the comments. And yeah, that's all for now. So again, I want to thank the people who wrote in with questions. That was really awesome. If you didn't hate this and you would like to hear more questions and musings, please subscribe, please share, please let me know what you would like me to talk about. I did have someone who emailed in and said, "Can you just read something because I like your voice?" And I did find something short that I think I will post in a couple of days, just a reading of something really cool that I thought was nice. And I promised you a choose a card last week that will be coming up probably this Tuesday or Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. That's a free reading. There's no subscription necessary. You can just click on it, and if you resonate with it, then awesome. So until then, thank you again. Visit the website if you want to book anything. The link will be in my bio, dreamflowertarot.com. And yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys. Take it easy on yourselves.